Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne and yet another WTCOC doubleheader. It's the opening matches in groups E and G. First off, it's Netherlands versus Japan in group E. There's not much history except for good Gottfried van Bouillon, versus Kitara. They at least have 5 games played. All of them were synchronous ones, so likely some weekly, monthly tournaments. And there's not much else to talk about from the history perspective here. And then later in about an hour, the opening match of Group G, Taiwan versus Belgium, will start. There we have Stephen Chang and Learn to Fly, who've met each other at least a few times. And let's talk about history. At least 10 games played between Mr. 1 and Gina. Let's have a look at the ELOs for now. So ELO rating wise, Japan of course is the favorite versus the Netherlands. I mean, Japan has won, I think 4 out of 5 WTCOC so far. Their worst finish was actually a quarterfinal out 2 years ago. Everything else they've won. And so it actually no wonder I would say they are the favorite in this match. Of course, everything less than a 4-1 or 5-0 in favor of Japan would really surprise me. But at least on table 2 and table 5, the Netherlands should stand a chance versus their Japanese counterparts. The other tables should be clearer affairs, although maybe John Nordwijk is able to upset Should. And later on, the match between Taiwan and Belgium should be a pretty close affair. Slightly favor Fabian Mouton on table 4 and Stephen Chang on table 3, but everything else I'd say is a 50-50 toss-up. So anything but a 3-2 in favor of one of the squads would surprise me, but we'll see about that. So for now, let's check if the games are already running, and perfectly, they just started. Let's pick L1 versus Y Guru Y for now, and then I'll open the other matches soon. I haven't thought about colors. How about Netherlands with yellow, like Gouda? Use the pun, please. And Japan with the blue meeples, like the open sea around their coast, or rather coasts, with so many islands. So here we go. Already 2 discards. Interesting. Doesn't happen that often. And actually good news here for the Japanese player. And I accidentally opened a game twice. Let's check if Loose Goose Pyro, maybe there is A spelling error somewhere. Let's check. Or they just haven't started. Pyro is online. Well, we'll see. So for now, let's focus on this match, this duel between Bel Ivan and, let me just say, Y or Guru. The nickname's just too long. So blue snatched this field here, which likely is going to extend quite a lot once the road on the left side closes, and there will be a fight for this one, hopefully right up until the end of this game. Still nothing on table 5. And there's actually only a player called Loose Goose without the hyphen. But that one is from Australia. Well, I'll keep my eye on Pyro. And then we'll see. So yellow closed the road, didn't meeple the city because this was vulnerable. One dagger already gone. Nonetheless, they could have gone for this with 5 meeples in hand. Why not? Even if it becomes a ruin in the end, it scores points anyway, and you only have 35 moves here. So why not go for this? Now they try to attack this, yeah, not really dangerously looking city. One of them created an evil hamster in the middle. So it would behoove yellow to attack the farm this way before, yep, too late. Excuse the noise. I should hold back. But the extender for yellow on the right side is quite nice, and there will be other chances to attack the farm later on, as I sketched. Enough options at least now. Oh, here's another one, which would be quite nice because it would be in blue's interest to connect. So it will be rather easy for yellow to fight for this field later. Even though their problem is the lost meeple here. It's dead because this square is dead, of course. Yellow closes their city on the right side, hoping to block blues. We'll see about that. Blue can't defend with the monastery. Maybe taking this spot. Yep, and they concur. And now yellow will kill the city on the right side. So this is dead. Taking the cap, of course. Not sure. So next refresh, still nothing about the game of Loose Goose and Pyro. Oh, it should actually be Loose Goose 2. Oh, let me quickly change that. But still no Loose Goose 2. Or not? Oh, it's actually Loose Goose. The tournament is just named Loose Goose 2. Maybe they had a problem with the tournament creation. So at least Loose Goose seems to be online now. And Pyro is as well. So we'll see. I think they'll start in a few minutes. So in the meantime, blue snatched the 3-point road and yellow liberated their monastery meeple again, leaving a 3-point road without meeple. Why the heck? 5 meeples in hand. Yeah, definitely save them for later, for better times. Maybe a sunny day, I don't know. I don't get this. Still 5 crossroads out there and another 2 road ends. Maybe you could even consider the monastery, the second one, as a road end as well. So up to 8 road ends and you don't take the 3-point road. Yeah, well, let your opponent grab it. If you're sure to win due to your scoreboard lead, why not? And here we go. So this at least a 6-point. No, not a 6-point, because blue could have taken the 3-point road on the right side as well. So let's say a 5-point mistake by yellow. We'll see if that bites them later on. So Pyro and Loose Goose have at least registered for tournament. I would expect their duel to start soonish. Yellow attacks the field up top. Considering this right now is worth 12 points and might still grow due to the green squares up in the top left corner. Definitely a good investment here. This attacking option seems lucrative, considering it would also get these 2 cities onto the field. So maybe blue would go here once they get straight, for example. Yellow might just opt to connect up top first, just to prevent any problems for the squares, for this square. Yep. And finally, Loose Goose and Pyro started their duel as well. So these 2 are in the bottom right corner. As I said earlier, all Japanese players with blue. And the folks from the Netherlands plays yellow here. So blue opts to try and prevent yellow's field connection, but yellow gets to defend, has to use a quick point tile to do so. Could have also put another farmer there, hoping to get a curve to connect. The problem with this would be the straight, but even if blue were to get one of the 2 straights, then you'd still have a secondary option. So actually putting the farmer there Yeah, would have been a nice idea, I think. Would have pressured blue quite a lot, considering they are still behind on the scoreboard by 16 points. And once yellow connects to the field, they take the lead in this game. Even though blue's features on the left side are scoring 13 points. So the lead ain't that big. Blue, of course, won't close their city on the left side because it's way more likely to be united with yellow's city part than blue getting the second splitter, and also going there would create problems for blue's monastery, and now they need to find a way to use this piece, and this is one option. Of course, they could have just gone here and meepled a new city, but this way they can liberate their monastery meeple with the next monastery, if they get one, that is. This here actually was a nice idea. There are still big city tiles out there, so if they would have gotten a Dorito before yellow, an attack on the city was a nice idea. So for now, they get the second monastery, liberate their first 7-point move. Well done. And now they have to take care about yellow's city here. But the straight which they could use in this way doesn't really help them. Yes, it would limit the city, and quite a lot actually, because for example 4 vanillas are gone and there's only 1 splitter each left, but that alone would mean 3 pieces to immediately close the city there. Dagger should still be out there. Even 2? Yeah, 2 daggers, so 5 pieces to immediately close. That really doesn't help, so blue is gunning for road from the top. All 3 roses are gone. There is just 1 starting tile left, and all 3 left-handed daggers are gone. So if they could obstruct yellow city like this, then there would only be 1 piece left to immediately close yellow city. Oh, it was yellow's turn, excuse me. So then this move, no, it wasn't. Blue just opted to put their straight on the left, and yellow got a straight as well. And that's exactly why this is a good use of the straight. You limit your city because you exclude the city plus road from the left side pieces, but as I've talked about, there would only be 1 left. So you save it, you protect it this way, and deservedly so, you get cap. And now all they need is to connect to the field here. Blue's problem, they couldn't even really block here. And now, come on, yellow, go here. Put a second farmer down. Yep, maybe not like this, because this way you supply blue with the road, and why not put the road to the left side? Would need a curve anyway on the right side, and no matter the orientation of the road end. Apropos curves, how many are left? I think 2, but I'm not sure. Looks like 2. So 75% chance for yellow to connect here. And take over the field. And once they do, that's more or less game over, because they get 5 points for the road as well. And here comes the farmer by blue, hoping to connect here. And then does blue need to find another attacking option? Let's see. They have 8 points and 5 for the road. So 13 minus 4, 9 plus 3, 12 points for blue. More or less equalizing the scoreboard. Actually, they don't need to win the field, but it would be the easiest way to win this game. So now with the last starting tile, for sure you'd like to just connect, but maybe you really need to block yellow's attack on the left. As we've seen, there's only one curve left, so if blue opts for this block, they only have one piece remaining to connect. But if they don't go for the block, yellow has at least the curve to connect on the left. And there might still be other road pieces out there. There should be one crossroad and maybe a curve. Yeah, a straight as well. It looks like it. So that's why blue opts to block yellow and just hopes for the 50-50. And even if they get this, that's not a surefire win here. Yellow snatches the field on the right side, which adds another attacking option. And blue could only either way reduce this. No, not either way. This way, it's reduced to the 50-50 of getting the last crossroad. Because starting tiles are gone and blue has the last straight in hand. Meanwhile, ATR Thea has won their first game versus the Slipe. Yep, and blue finds the move. Yellow can now indirectly defend or go at the top and try to kill blue's attack on the field. But blue still behind by 2 plus the 6 field points, so 8 points. Now 4, even if they manage to connect, and they don't because yellow gets the saving tile. And it's game over. Of course it's game over. The deck is empty. So yellow wins this one. Yep. Just more or less like I hoped. The 1 picked at least one of the closer duels here. In the end, a 15-point win for yellow. And let's hope they'll start their second game soon. For now, let's a quick look at the duel between Loose Goose and Pyro. Looks with the 24-28 on the scoreboard like they shared this city in the middle. Interesting that no one has used this monastery. Looks like a block against yellow's road, so likely a move by blue here. Well, let's see how this turns out. For now, I'd favor Loose Goose here, just because of this mini battle. Everything else is more or less equal. So let's hop back to the match between Bel Iwan and Y Guru Guru Y. They have played the first moves already. Let's switch the colors again. So White took two small cities in the middle and has more or less the same feature as yellow. Maybe even the better one, because Blue City isn't obstructed by any road pieces. So early advantage for Bel Ivan here. On table 1, Gottfried van Bouillon was able to upset Kitara in their first game. So maybe I've underestimated them a bit. Ivan got two small cities themselves, takes a nice field. Might even opt to close up shop here, like this, for example, to not allow any attack on this field. But Blue's road meeple could be a problem, and they will now farm. Oh, they don't. I would have expected a farmer here, even if the city camp is left. Yeah, but maybe this way a bit more secure. Now comes the farmer, because yellow just closed up the field at the top, even though protection of their city on the right side would have been in order as well. Blue with the first monastery on the board. Yellow just harasses Blue's road and would really like to kill this square. One, to kill Blue's road meeple, and of course to protect their field against the attack of blue. And they even use this cow, which would have been nice in the city as well. This here, of course, ain't that big of a sacrifice, but it's a small one at least. They still protect this. They could have gone over here with the cow, but they still hope to get it straight. And why not? There are still 5 out there. Now maybe an attack here. Just to force blue to connect them to their city if blue wants to get the monastery meeple back. Else, of course, there's this here, just to add 1 point to your city and bring it to completion, or rather a few steps to completion. Yeah, but blue doesn't like that. So there's just 1 dagger left. One is up top and the other one on the left side. Still 2 regular Doritos. So blue, not blue, yellow is still quite likely to close this at the top. Just hoping to get the Dorito. For now, creating problems for blue city on the left side. Might be an okay move, else you could at least indirectly defend this square by limiting options for this attacking platform. But it really doesn't help. Yeah, adding 1 piece to your monastery works as well. So as blue, do you go for this approach? Try then to kill the square, or do you snatch this or extend your city on the left? And blue answered that question by taking this here to have 2 open cities, except for this. I guess they don't go for the completion of this one. Just waiting for yellow to do this. So this can be closed with a cap, and this here is the destination for bigger city pieces if blue gets them. Blue manages to kill yellow city on the right side, but it's already at 10-point ruin, so it works out for yellow nonetheless. In the meantime, yellow got a second monastery. There are still all 4 crossroads remaining, so why not go for this? But blue gets the first one, unites the farms, and takes 9 road points on the way to their goal, which puts them in the lead on the scoreboard, but overall should be still more or less be a tight game. Yellow's monasteries and ruin are offset by blue's features, of course. Blue going for the lip shape city, so hoping to get 2 Doritos. Yellow opts to snatch the 4 points at the bottom, and why not? There are still a lot of road ends out there. Else, another option would have been to obstruct Blue City on the right side, maybe even obstruct both of them with one extra piece here, because both splitters are gone. Blue with an insurance road up top. So once yellow gets one of the 2 remaining crossroads, at least blue would get 6 points for this road and prevent yellow from taking this. Sometime soon, it's quite likely blue will attack this square to kill this, and with it both monastery meeples. Interesting choice of a field attack. I'm not sure this was necessary right now, but there are still a lot of pieces to go here. 2 roses and 2 starting tiles each. So not sure why yellow really thinks about this move. Yes, you are giving 1 point to blue, but you get 4 points. You get your monasteries further to completion, so it's a must. Maybe they think if they should instead place a farmer, but I'd say that's way too early, because you'd rather close this city and then later put a farmer there. Uh-oh. No. No. I don't like this. You have to have meeples in hand to be able to score and to be able to fight. Even though this field attack is for now the only possible one, there could still be an option later for blue to attack on the right side if this isn't closed with any curvy piece by yellow. So yellow defends this attack and still has 2 pieces to connect for 15 points, 12 points for the field, 1 for the ruin, 2 for the road. Of course, only if they still have a meeple in hand once they get this piece. Yeah, this indirect attack was definitely the better way to go, because 6 of the 7 possible pieces are already gone, so now they only have the last remaining field Dorito available to liberate their monasteries. Oh, not liberate, of course, because there is actually no crossroad in this hole. So doesn't really matter. Just score points here. So, and what about Blue City on the left side? Well, the double Dorito is tricky because there's only one Dorito each left, and they would need both. Oh, Loose Goose wins by a tie versus Pyro. So that's the third win for the Netherlands. Quite curious here. Yellow snatches the field up top with their last meeple and still 16 pieces remaining. That's gutsy. I don't see them winning this. They need to get one of the Doritos ASAP, and of course one of the roses, but that would work out later as well. Doesn't really matter. So now the field in the middle is totally closed. There's no way to attack this. No option here. Oh, I'm wrong. There is still a way to attack this. Let's see if blue later on goes for this. For now, I don't see the need. So blue has 12 points at the bottom, 6 over here for 18. 23, and yellow has 10, so 13 for blue, and 14, 1 yellow, and this here is a 9-point field, so 10 yellow. And if they manage to win this field, it would be 22 for yellow, but 18 on the scoreboard for blue. So they just need to score a few points here and dodge these pieces here preferably. So let's hope that yellow gets a meeple back soon. So we'll have a tight endgame. Blue now could of course attack the field, but we'll see if they choose to do this. Instead they go for the insurance road. Yeah, exactly, crafty. So this one. The 3 right-handed daggers are gone, so going here and then connecting there doesn't work anymore, because yellow just got the last road Dorito, and as I said, the daggers are gone. So blue would need to go this way and use a rose here, and that's definitely trickier, because no matter which piece you put here, it's quite likely yellow would be able to defend. And another insurance move by blue, taking the city up top. And yellow again thinking whether to take this spot, and again, why not? This time it scores 4 and not 2 points immediately. And it really doesn't matter that much if blue has 3 or 2 meeples in hand. Blue having 2 attacking options up top, but yellow gets the last monastery, which would be perfect for blue here. And blue connects. So the field up top is tight as well. And this should be then smooth sailing for blue from now on. And I should definitely refresh the other games here. Should John Nordwijk is actually finished, so should put Japan ahead 1-0. And the Slipe forced the decider versus 18 Arthia. 8T, not 18. And their decider just started or starts. Still have to change the color there and there. And now it looks okay. Wood. Yeah, yellow snatches this. Why not? There are still caps out there. And they need points. But for now, I don't think we'll have a chance here. They both have still a few minutes on the clock, so they might take their time. Let's score this accurately. So yellow has 16 points for the monastery, 4 points for the city up top, and 10 points for the ruin. The field in the middle is tight for now. Blue has 4 points for the city up top, 6 on the left, and a 5-point road on the right side. But 29 points on the scoreboard, so plus 14 lead here. So in that case, yellow's plus a 13 move here would be really interesting. Would make for an interesting end game if yellow manages to get a meeple back, but it doesn't look that way. Of course, they could now add 1 point to their city, but blue's sage move here, just attacking this, definitely saves the game. The only question is whether this attack was necessary. And yeah, it was, because there are still caps out there to close this, and there is still the one Dorito left. So if yellow closes this right now and blue wouldn't have meepled the cap on the left side, yellow could complete this city with the Dorito. So even if it only scores 1 point in the end, good investment by blue. Yellow snatches the 12-point field, but blue got a 6-point field at the bottom and equalizes yellow's city up top. So if I'm not mistaken, as is usually the case, blue is ahead by 11 points and will win this game. I'm not sure what's to think about. Losing the city would be bad because you'd give your opponent a meeple to work with. So just dumping this tile somewhere. Maybe they count monasteries, because here would be a nice spot for road monastery, but it really doesn't matter. There's a spot as well. Yep, so finally over. And we'll have a decider in this duel as well. So, considering the Slipe and 80 Arthea are closer to the end of their game, and Gottfried van Bouillon and Kitara as well. So let's check out this duel. So Kitara lost the first game versus the Dutch player here. And in the second, it looks a bit better for blue because they own this field, and that's a huge one. 21 points, but these 21 points are more or less offset by yellow's monasteries and I'd say ruin, but I'm not sure. It's the ruin because this square is dead. So 23 points for yellow's 3 meeples versus the 21, 22 meeples for blue's meeples. How about this square? And that's dead as well because all 4 cows are gone. Then there's this connection option which doesn't work because all 3 horses and the quadruple city tile are gone as well. So blue's ruin will score 6 points in the end versus yellow's 2 plus possibly X. So definitely a close affair here. Oh, I forgot to wipe the scoreboard. Just say so if I forget about this. So blue's ruins score 7 points and their field scores 21 for now, and they still have a secondary field on the right side scoring 3 points for now, which they'd likely would like to extend ideally here, but Gottfried just got the dagger to score the city cap. And blue's yellow's monasteries and ruin. And there we go, 6 point field for blue. And scoreboard lead of 1 point. So for now, blue's ahead by 10. Yellow might still hoping to connect here to then eliminate these 6 points from blue's total score. Let's check if there's still a city cap remaining to go there. Starting tiles are gone. Daggers are gone. Is there the third rose? I don't see it. So critical piece over here. The last rose, if blue gets that for a 10-point move, that would be a huge swing, but it's not out there. I just missed it. So no piece to close this one. How about this? Looks like a vertical divider is still out there. That would work nicely for blue. And I only see one diagonal divider as well. So blue created a possible 10-point move over here. Yellow extended their ruin at the bottom to 12 points. Blue just extends this road on the left side to prevent a field attack. Good news for the Dutch, getting at least one of the splitters. Adds another point to their city, leaving this here open because blue is more likely to take the city cap on the right side because that would score 10 points and this only 6. So yellow hopes to get splitter then. Interesting, but why not? It scores 6 points. Taking this would only score 4 points for this meeple. 6 points you'd score anyway, whether there's a meeple on the city or not. So another 6 points. And yellow takes the 5 points for the monastery, and that's just not enough. And I have missed. Still don't see it. Where the heck is the third? Oh. Here we go. Here's the third divider. Okay. In the end, anyway, I think a 6-point win, 5-point win for blue. Let's see. Guitarra 6 points is the score in the end. So let's first off, I think, open the game of Y and Belgium on the left side. I'll switch to that later. For now, let's focus on Pyro and the Slipe and 18 Atria. It's the decider, so let's pay them some respect. So 14 tiles remaining. Quickly erase any chalk from the scoreboard. And what is up here? So we have a 7-point monastery for yellow on the left side, 7-point road in the middle, a shared 9-point field here, and the other field is shared as well because there are, whoops, 2 farmers there. And yellow has a 1-point city piece on the right side, hoping to connect to blue's 7-point city there. Blue has a 4-point road in the middle and a 7-point road on the bottom. And yellow has a lead of 10 points on the scoreboard. So tricky for blue here. Both diagonal splitters are gone, so there's no way to close this one with one piece. And going for this option would be more or less insanity. So how do you score points here and win this? And excuse me, but I'm switching the colors. So Dutch equals yellow. And of course, then I have to change the scores as well. Oh, well. So now this should be correct. Well, the most lucrative feature is this 15-point field, but it's not easy to attack this one. Maybe here, which got more complicated now that yellow closed their road there. This one is likely dead. Yep, this was the last dagger, and please note, blue didn't go here, sacrificed the 1 point they would have gotten on their monastery, because this would have created a prime attacking option. Yellow snatches a 4-point city on the right side. I think there should then still be something to go over here. How about one of the roses? Yep, there is still one available. So would be a crucial tile for yellow, scoring them 4 points without investing a meeple. Oh, but blue's monastery up top might be all they needed. Still roughly 4 minutes on the clock for the swipe. So figuring this situation out. Still worth it, but that's a move that doesn't help. So looks to me like they have given up. And now that blue connects here, this is blue's win, and 80 Arthia will put the second win on the match scoreboard for Japan. Let's quickly go to the decider between Bell Ivan and Y Guru Guru Y. Color switch. Dutch yellow. Dutch ruin. apart from that, a closed game, a 9-point field at the bottom, which yellow now attacks with their last meeple. But they still have chances to get a meeple back. So in the meantime, let me just adjust the scoreboard, because the match between Taiwan and Belgium has just started 2 minutes ago. And I'll switch to their match once this one is decided. So blue counting, trying to assess whether they have to defend their field or to prevent this here from closing, for example. Maybe going here to block this would have been an option. There should still be one field Dorito remaining. And looks like a vanilla cap as well. So yeah, they could have blocked this, or at least reduced this. So as I said, AT Arthia wins their game versus the Slipe 2-0. So we can open 2 of the Taiwan versus Belgium games. Let's open Hydro Baby versus Crafty Raph in the top right corner. Belgium yellow, Taiwan blue. And let's move Pyro versus Loose Goose. Oh, they are done. Check if this worked out for Pyro. And it did. So Pyro versus Loose Goose in the bottom left corner. And then let's open Mr. One versus Gina from the second match in the bottom right corner. Again, Belgium yellow. So everything is possible for the Dutch players here. 3 deciders, but they need to win all 3. And this one here is pretty close. Try to assess the score. So blue has a 7-point monastery at the bottom. The field now is tied. Their ruin city at the top. What's the ruin with these few tiles remaining? We have 8 points. Their field on the right side 6. And they have a 6-point scoreboard lead, but that won't be enough. Or likely isn't enough. Yellow's ruin is worth 12 points. Oh man, that's close. So +1 for blue. And this here hints at at least one city cap remaining. All vanillas are gone, all vertical splitters and the diagonal splitters are gone as well. How about the daggers? Really? 2 daggers still remaining. Okay. And looks like one of the roses as well. I'm not sure why blue took the one on the right side, but it actually doesn't matter. It adds because they get another one and take a 6-point field plus 3 points for this. So blue will win this one, and with it, this is the 3-0 for Japan. So if you care for the Netherlands-Japan match, please say so. Else I might just switch to the one match that's still up in the air. Although the game of Kitara and Gottfried van Bouillon looks reasonably interesting. Let's check this for now. So scoreboard more or less tied. 2 killed meeples here with a mini battle win. Scoring 7 points for blue. Another killed meeple by yellow. How about this one? 1, 2. Still one dagger remaining. Because the other 3 are right-handed ones. So still hope for yellow to liberate this meeple. Blue might hope to extend their field this way. Maybe even later on get the second road monastery to include this city. Else adding city pieces at the bottom. Or maybe going here and extending this field all the way to the right side. That would be the best case scenario for them. Blue with an interesting monastery there, just creating a blocking and attacking option, and if you place a monastery, that's worth at least 5, 6, maybe 7 points. Yeah, and you have meeples in hand, go for it. Itara just knows their stuff. Blocking this here. Looks like, yep, correct. There's no rotary to left. And all three horses are gone as well. So this square is dead. And this is a ruin worth 8 points at least. And this game actually is quite close. Let's again assess this total score here. So blue's monastery up top is worth 7 points, the ruin 8, the monastery at the bottom 5. Now they just extended their field to 6 points. On the city on the top left is worth 2 points. Their field is worth 9 points now with this curve move, just as I had sketched earlier. And they have a small city piece on the left side worth 1 point. Yellow has a scoreboard lead of 6 points. A ruin in the middle worth 3. Another 1 point ruin. The one at the bottom scores at least 8 points. And the one at the top 7. So blue's ahead by 7 points. And if they would close this city, it would be pretty tough for yellow to get back in this game. Blue with a 0 point move, but there should still be, I think, 2. Yes, even 2 vanilla caps remaining to go here, and damn it, get the monastery meeple back. So, interesting option by yellow here to attack the field this way. Problem for blue is they can't just willy-nilly go here to block this, because they would endanger their city. But sometimes you have to sacrifice a few points here or there. Instead, they go up top, because there are still, there is only 1 Dorito remaining, but even so, the 1 Dorito is all they need. And yellow's farmer, of course, scores 3 points already. Now they add another point to the ruin. which now is worth 9 points. So they are inching closer to blue here. And I definitely should open another game of Belgium, Taiwan in the top left corner. How about Cheng Feng Tsai versus Fabian? In the first games, Hotly won their game versus Nice Dicer. And Cheng Feng Tsai won their first game versus Fabian by tie. And looks like Gina put Belgium on the scoreboard by winning versus Mr. 1-1. Oh, actually this attack wasn't really an attack. Looks like yellow missed that this here wasn't connected. So actually they could have gone here to take a 6-point field. Now they snatched this 3-point field just to prevent blue from closing their city and get a 6-point field then. But this allows blue. Well, actually, what does it do? Yep, score the points. This is a 0-point move. Yellow now adds will quite likely add another 3 points to their field. And blue prevents the field unification because there still is a chance to unite these. And then yellow would own with 2 versus 1 meeples this big field. Let's check the scores again. So the 7 points for blue are wrong. Their monastery scores 8. The ruin scores 8 as well. The monastery at the bottom 5. The field 9. The city at the top 2. Yellow has a field worth 3 points and a ruin worth 3 points. Actually 2 1-point cities. The ruin at the bottom is worth 8 and not 9 points. They have a 9-point field, and I'm not sure what these 7 points are about. 2 points on the scoreboard. Oops. Oh, the 9-point field at the top. The 9-point ruin at the top. Oh, well, so again, 9 points at the top, 8 points at the bottom, 9-point field, 3-point field, 2 1-point cities, and another 3-point ruin. Plus 2 points on the scoreboard. Yeah, that's correct. So if that really is the case, yellow is ahead by 4 points. Blue snatches 3. Yellow will get another 2. Likely up top because there's no other option. And blue snatches a 5-point road to win this by 2 points. Yep, to win this by 2 points. Close call. But it worked out in the end. And this move here might have cost yellow the game. It only scored 3 points. So even if they would have just used the monastery, this would have worked out. So let's go to Loose Goose Pyro and then switch to Taiwan versus Belgium completely. Unless this one is decided earlier. So Gina is in the bottom right corner. Crafty Ruff in the top right corner. Learn to Fly with an upset in game 1 with a 20-point win versus Stephen Chung. So 2 wins each in the first 4 games. And what about this one here? So we have a 6-point scoreboard lead for blue. What else is there? There's a 7-point monastery on the left side plus a 7-point road and a field situation, which I will tackle later. For now, let's add the score. So yellow has a 5-point ruin up top, an 8-point and a 7-point monastery. So actually in this game, neglecting the fields is more or less tight. Blue just added a 2-point road. And now let's dive into this field config. There's this hole here and there's still one regular monastery left to fill this, which would be a huge gain for yellow. Blue scores 3 points for roads on the top left. Let's check if this square is still alive. And interesting. Blue kills this. So this is dead. And I guess this one is dead as well. Else blue's move wouldn't make any sense. And that's the case. So, oh, actually this square is dead. So even if yellow were to get the monastery, they'd only steal these 9 points from yellow. And this field on the left was in blue's possession after all. So let's tackle the fields. Blue has a 6-point field on the left side and there are a 15-point field in the middle. So this one here is blue's. And this square is dead. So this is a 0-point yellow farmer. Then blue has a 3-point field at the bottom and a 9-point field on the right side. Yellow has fields for 3, 6 and another 6 points. But now no meeple left to score the monastery here. And they don't even get this, so blue gets it and just takes the 7 points on the left side. Smooth sailing in the end. So Pyro completes the sweep for Japan versus the Netherlands. And now let's switch to the other match. Let's refresh the scoreboard real quick and decide which game to tackle. If you prefer any specific duel, just let me know. For now, let's check out the end game between Hydro Baby and Crafty Raf. And take care that all 5 running games are visible, and I'm missing, I think, Hotly Nice Dicer. Yep, so Hotly Nice Dicer in the upper right corner for now. Yep, and once the score animation is done, I can finally zoom. So, 12 points for Crafty and only 1 minute on the clock. And more or less the same for Hydro Baby. Just a few moves left. 16 yellow points for these monasteries. 17, 24. The field in the middle is a blue field. There are 1, 2, 3 blue farmers versus 2 yellow farmers. So, damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 21 points for blue. But that's still not enough, I think. Not sure if I'll be able to score that fast, but we'll see about that. So yellow scores 24 points for the monasteries, nothing for the field. Blue takes another field, scores 6 points, 4 points, and 7 points for another ruin, but it's already done. I'd say yellow should have won this game. And he did. Raf takes this one by 5 points. And puts the Belgians ahead here. And now the scoreboard is all over the place. So after the first set of matches, the score is 3-2 Belgium. The one closest to the end is Changfeng Sai, and they should still have a few pieces remaining. We might be able to assess the situation. Looks reasonably close first sight, and this here is dead. All 3 horses are gone. There is a field in the middle, but if this attack is still viable, both would connect there. Maybe this one still works. But then again, both would be on the main field. So for now, yellow scores these 9 points. Blue's farmer doesn't score anything. 11 yellow. And this one is another 7 points for yellow. I think yellow should have won this. And they did Cheng Feng Sai wins their second game, and this time by the closest margin possible as starting player, 1 point. Puts Taiwan on the scoreboard. A slight upset, I'd say. And now let's go back to another game. Nice Dicer and Hotly just completed their second game. So let's go to the end game of the second game between Stephen Chang and Learn to Fly. One of my MSO opponents earlier this year, and yeah, quite a few mistakes in that game by them. But we'll see how they fare here. So Hotly was able to beat Nice Dicer. And this means it's a second dual win for Taiwan. And if the Belgiums, wanna win this match, they need to win everything from now on. The good news is all three Belgians are leading their duel with 1-0. So all three have 2 chances to win another game with the duel, and if all three succeed, the match versus Taiwan as well. I just keep my fingers crossed for tight end games, and I wouldn't mind a decider here or there. So actually, Mr. One and Gina are closer to the end. Let's hop to their game. If BGA loads. So yellow is Gina, and has an 8-point monastery here, 6-point field, 14, 20, another 9-point field, 29, and another 6-point field in the middle, 35 plus 12 on the scoreboard, 47. And that's a win here. There's definitely not enough blue here. So 42, 34, 25, 20, 15. Yep, that's for sure a win by Gina. So puts the Belgians on the scoreboard with a win versus Mr. 1-1 here. And this means we can go back to Stephen Chung versus Learn to Fly. I hate vertical boards, but is what's up here. Scoreboard close. Juicy big city up top, and blue will attack or obstruct this now. At least that's my educated guess. With still 9 tiles remaining after their move, there should still be at least one city cap out there. Now they need to count tiles if they don't track them, that is. So let's Assess the score, you know the drill. Blue has a 5-point city piece on the right side. Yellow's one is worth 8, and the city by yellow at the top is worth 11 points for now. The monasteries score 8 and 7 points. Yellow's ruin in the middle scores 6. Both have 2 point city pieces on the left side, and blue has a 1 point ruin there. Blue has 2 smaller city pieces at the bottom. And this actually looks like a big problem for blue here. Is there really no big city tile and Dorito left? Yep, 10 Doritos. And misclick. So you know there are 9 big city pieces. So all 8 are gone. But there is still the splitter, and that's why blue opted to put the dagger this way. Alas, it won't save their game. With a 23-point lead by yellow, that's pretty tough for blue here. One hope might be closing these cities at the bottom, maybe even that one with the splitter. But still, I don't think that would be enough, considering yellow has 2 meeples in hand and could still score. For example, the prime opportunity of taking the 6-point field on the left side. So this looks like Stephen Chung will force the decider here. Takes 3 points up top. Maybe there even is a starting tile left, but I wouldn't think so. Nope, there's not. And the roses are gone as well, so this is dead. But actually, that doesn't matter at all. Their lead is just insurmountable. So, because this is impossible for Learn to Fly to win, let's go back to Hydro Baby versus Crafty Raph. And switch the other game. In the bottom left corner, if you're curious how this ends in detail. So for now, this actually looks better for yellow on the scoreboard, but the board looks quite good for blue if they manage to get a Dorito and aren't obstructed by yellow here. So attack by Crafty now. Or save this config up top. And he goes for the move up top. considering wrong highlight, considering 2 horses are already gone and you're flipping for the 50-50, and this piece here, yeah, I'm not sure this was the better move, but it's one of a few pieces to save this connection, and it creates a 4-point if you get the piece 5-point road. So one way to win this one here is getting the city closed. Might now even go here to have a chance at liberating this road meeple. So as we have seen, Stephen Chang with a rather big lead in their game versus Learn to Fly forced the decider, and with this a chance to win the match for Taiwan. And this year, Hydro Baby with the usual liberate your monastery with another monastery, scoring 7 points on the way. Raf opted to add these points to the now shared city. Just hoped to get the Dorito and then any city cap soon. And that is, so blue going over here would have been an option, considering 2 of the right-handed daggers were already gone. This would have been bad, but this way they prevent creating this iffy configuration. But now it's more or less a 50-50 flip for this game, because if Rafty gets this piece, and he won't because it's in blue's hands now, this would have been, I'd say, game over. But as we can see, it isn't. So this now means that yellow's meeple there scores only 4 points, and that just doesn't cut it on this level. There's still this open city by blue, and yellow has done nothing about this because they used their options over here, and even this curve didn't do anything about blue city, and blue gets to close this, adding insult to injury, scoring 4 points on top. And now the tide has turned and it looks real bad for yellow. Don't even want to whip out the scoreboard here. I think it's actually not necessary, but why not? So yellow scores 4 points for the ruin, 5 points of the monastery, another 5 points of the ruin, has currently 1 point on the right side, and these points only equalize the scoreboard lead of blue. Blue has 3 points on the left, a 3-point road, a 7-point monastery, and an 11-point scoreboard lead right now, plus another monastery worth 7 points, adding 1 point to the road monastery. Yellow scoring quick points, 2 cities on the left, but is still behind by a dozen points and is prone to play with the meeple minority until the end of the game. So this nice field up top should end in blue's hands. Maybe even now, just to be sure here. Although there is a 9-point field brewing on the right side as well. And Crafty takes another 4 points. Almost tying the score on the scoreboard. So this here might have been a bit premature. Because this way kill the option of connecting or extending the field to the left side. But getting a vanilla, of course, is the perfect draw here. And now it looks bleak as hell. Yeah, don't know what to say, but this will be a loss for Raf and a lost match for Belgium. I don't see any hope here. 25 points. Even if Crafty would get both monasteries and a 9-point field, that's just not enough. So he takes the 6 points on the left side, hoping, of course, to close the city there soon. Blue even sacrifices the monastery to obstruct yellow. Might now use the curve there as well. But there's still one right-handed dagger remaining, so they opt to liberate their monastery meeple to extend their scoreboard lead. Yep, wisely so. Crafty gets the dagger. Nope, don't meeple the field if you ask me. Just close the city. We might now think about using it here and hoping to close this one. Not sure if there are still enough caps out there. So all splitters are gone. This is the last right-handed dagger. The left-handed ones, I see 2. How about vanillas? Now vanillas are gone as well. Starting tiles 2 and still 1 rose left. So yeah, this was actually closable. It just was very unlikely. Blue takes this field, yellow a road on the left side. So still roughly 20 points is the lead for blue. And oh, just missed one of blue's fields on the top left. Scores 9 and not 6 points. So crafty now with scoreboard cosmetics. Doesn't really matter, yeah. Well, extending your city here to the left. So maybe snatch this one extra point. Or better, going here, taking 9-point field. There's nothing that scores more. Blue liberates their second monastery as well. Crafty gets the last monastery. Might just score 6 points there. And if there's still a curve here, might even go for the armor. Let's check the curves. Yep, there still is one left. So if blue would connect, he could counter this way if he plays a farmer, if there is still a piece to counter and there is no Fitorito and no splitter left, and I think I've counted 5 caps, didn't I? Oh, I forgot. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he goes for the curve here. And blue might just prevent this. It won't change the outcome of this game. And then it's all about the tiebreaker for both of these teams. So if Stephen Chang manages to win versus Learn to Fly, 4-1 for Taiwan, would definitely be better than a 3-2 versus Belgium. Yeah, Hydro Baby now counting curves, just like we did a few seconds ago. Style points for doing this here. Else, just going here, taking another 6-point field. Works. And Crafty at least gets the curve. But loses the game, and with this, oh, not the match, damn it. Ah, I'm sorry, this was their second game. Oh man. So he still has a chance, and Belgium still has a chance. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Why don't you correct me, dear viewers? Don't let me fool myself this hard, please. Next time, just say something. So, we still have 2 deciders left. There's Stephen Chang versus Learn to Fly, and let me switch the colors. And blue, aka Stephen Chang TW, which stands for Taiwan, very likely, just close a nice city and searched ahead on the scoreboard, has a 25-point lead there. Considering everything else more or less looks to be about the same points. Tough for the Belgium here. Tough, even with roughly 20 tiles remaining. There is no big feature to take over or a juicy field, or maybe this one here. If you put something there and expand this, for example, like this, create at least a 9-point field. Maybe this city gets closed and then the field gets extended to here for 15 points. And this is more or less a Lexi mode here, wishing for some moves to see a closer game, but why not? This one here still has one piece to be closed, so 50-50. Hydro Baby versus Crafty Raf is in the bottom left corner for now. And yellow snatches the field. Yep, nice move. Blue gets the dagger, but the wrong kind from their point of view. Let's check if there even is the right one available, and there should still be one in the deck. So blue still able to close this. How about this here? And it looks like there's still one road Dorito left. So yellow is still able to close this city and might then snatch this 6, maybe 9 points secondary field. Oh, interesting. Blue attacks. Just hoping to snatch this 7 if they are able to connect 9-point road. Yellow gets the last of blue's daggers, so this square is dead. Blue's meeple is dead. Blue attacking yellow city on the right side, and considering this was also, at least I think, was it the last dagger? Yes, it was the last dagger. Yellow might now opt to use the Dorito this way to then at least have starting tiles, or one starting tile rather, remaining to close their city. And of course the rows which they need already for the other city. And now they are forced to decide and of course go for the higher scoring move here, leaving the road empty because it's their last meeple, so they hadn't one in hand to put on the road. And now it's reasonably close. Well, they even got the starting tile. If they had known this, this would have been great for them. Then they could have closed both cities. But not in the cards here. So let's test the score. Both have 8-point monasteries. Blue has another 6-point monastery and a 10-point ruin on the left side. The city config in the middle scores 3 to 1 points. 1 point extra for yellow's ruin at the bottom, the one who would have liked to be completed by rose. Blue city on the right side, ruin on the right side is worth 4 points. And yellow city on the left side worth 3. The scoreboard lead is 4 points for blue, and there is a field by yellow worth 3 points. Blue's field scores 6 points. So this will be a blue win. And with this, Taiwan wins this match 10 minutes later than I proclaimed, but well, a win is a win. And the only thing left here will then be to check if Raf is able to secure a better tiebreaker for Belgium or not. I take a quick break. And yellow even attacks the field, which actually it doesn't do a lot, but why not? And they connect. So in the end, just roughly 20 points. Should be 23 if I'm not mistaken. Let's refresh the scoreboard. Mm, 24, close enough. So then let's check Hydro Baby versus Crafty Ruff. Color switch. So Belgium with the yellow meeples. Slight scoreboard lead for Ruff here. So yellow. And a nice field for blue. But yep, wrong color. But yellow's monasteries here will score at least some points, even though there is already a restriction. But considering it's the early goings, there are still all 3 starting tiles left in the deck. Hydro Baby even put the Dorito on the left side, quite likely to, for one, obstruct yellow's monastery, and the second benefit is preventing a field attack there. But I think their main incentive was obstructing the monastery and killing this monastery square here, which would have been used by Ruff, of course. So sacrificing this juicy Dorito worked out for them. Now Hydro Baby starts a new city up top, hopes to kill Ruff's monastery for good. He prevents the worst case, so still has the 3 starting tiles to close the monastery and quite likely close the road. Maybe he gets a crossroad before that, and then we'll see if he takes the road or not. So with all these blocky moves here, Hydro really has to take care to score a few points, because if in the end Ruff is able or will be able to liberate his monasteries. All the blocky moves didn't score points for blue. Yeah, if it weren't Draf's last meeple, this one would be interesting. But with blue's field here, and the ideal config would be a crossroad to prevent the field extension. Blue might add another cap to the field and create a road to score later. Instead, they opt to attack Yellow City, which works as well, of course. Blue gets the first of the 3 remaining starting tiles. Could now even add a second attack. And Crafty quite likely has to try and liberate monasteries here, and maybe even has to meeple the city, even though the city on the left could use further yellow support. That's a really tricky decision. So this one is quite risky because both kinds of daggers are limited here to 1. And then there's your situation with the starting tile on the right side, and 2 roses are gone as well. So the limitation here, or a limitation there by blue, would be quite severe. So he goes for this move, which is understandable, even though tough. My gut says this here would have been the better move, but my gut might be wrong due to the reasons I've talked about, mostly the obstruction from either side with any road piece. So blue connects here. Have attacked again, but just takes 2 points. An interesting decision for Raf now. Do you connect and hope to get a cap before blue can attack, just to get more meeples in hand to be way more flexible than you are now? Or do you go, for example, here to be able, 1, to liberate your monastery faster, and maybe once you get a starting tile, take this city, but he just opts to take 2 points. Well, in the end, this could work out. Let's actually assess the score in here. So blue has a 3-point city on the top right and 12 points for their field. And that's more or less it, because the other features on the left side are tied. So yellow is ahead. Quite a lot even. But in the long run, if Crafty doesn't get meeples in his hand, Blue will put the surplus to good use here. Tricky now for Raf, because the only way to score quick points is next to your monastery, and then of course you would create a blocking option. If he had only known which piece was in Blue's hand. Blue creating a large ruin to take later. Crafty adds another point to the monastery up top, inching closer to liberating this one and getting a second meeple in his hands. Not sure why Blue even went there. Yeah, well, it works because this one, this trade actually limits this field to the last cow, so Raf has only one chance to unite this and close this city to get more meeples in his hand. So this actually works, but considering Blue needs to score points, maybe going over here to create a 6-point road would have been the better move. Now they get a monastery, but there's actually no good monastery spot available. Maybe just going at the bottom might be the best one, because then they could use road and field, maybe plus city pieces there. Okay, instead they create an attacking option here. So straight up top could be a block prevention, could have been a block prevention. Oh, interesting. So yellow is ahead by 13 points right now. Still needs starting tile to liberate 2 meeples. Would now put this straight here to save this square, if that's actually working. Yep, there's still one vanilla left, but if he go here, then this square would be severely limited, which it is right now anyway. Both score 2 points, so this doesn't change the equation, but yellow's monasteries now are at 8 points each, and their road actually scores 7. So this is a 17-point lead then, and might force Hydro Baby to attack the city. Is there still a road Dorito available? And I think so. Looks like it. So this attack would have a slim chance of getting the last rotary to end the last cow. Oh, roughly 25%. Neglecting any attacking options for yellow. But considering the deficit of 17 points, they might be forced to try this. Raf, of course, attacks, and blue can't defend. All three horses are gone. Maybe just taking this city would have... no, not with the extender, but if they had taken the city and Raf would have gotten a cap, at least they would have gotten, blue would have gotten a compensation. But this way, looks like Crafty will save Belgium's tiebreaker here. Or will this get close again? Yeah. The fewer tiles remaining, the more likely it is that yellow will finally get a starting tile, which would add 3 plus these 4 city points to their score. Yellow snatches the 7-point ruin. Blue goes for the city up top. Closing this would score 7 points. Yellow with the 4th feature, scoring 8 points for them right now. Hydro now getting a quick point piece, would score 3 points over here. They might think about whether they need to protect their city up top. And that's definitely a miss. So this one would have been 1 point more. Oh, yellow gets the piece, decides not to take the 4-point city. And they still have moves left, so they might score more than these 4 points. There, for example, would be a 5-point road on the left side with any curvy piece. But now this looks pretty good. So the question is whether you need to attack this. And they go for this. All vanillas are gone now, and this should have been the last dagger. The 3 vertical splitters are gone. But there still is 1 diagonal splitter to close blue city at the top and then take the field. And that's definitely needed if blue would like to get back into this game. Snatch a 5-point ruin. Yellow snatches a 5-point road, and blue goes for the road. Yellow will take a 4-point city somewhere. Oh no, they won't, because it's their last move. So taking the 5-point ruin is the move to go. And there we have the splitter, which adds 7 points to blue. So in the end, Crafty Raf should have won this with 9 points. 6 points, so I must have miscounted somewhere. But nonetheless, this is a 3 to 2 point win for Taiwan in the end. And with this, the opening match in Group G concluded more or less in one of the expected ways. I think I said a 3-2 for either team would be the result I would expect, and exactly what we got here. So as I'll be streaming later today as well, let's quickly update this here. I'll take a break for now. So, yep, looks like Colombia has won or will win their game versus Guatemala, which is also the result I would have expected. Wouldn't have pegged Guatemala to win or even put this so close. Yeah, Lycos for sure. But everyone else, well, good on them not losing 2-0. So later on at 17 UTC, it's United States versus Czech Republic. And once that concludes, Croatia versus Latvia. I hope to see some of you then. Else, on another day. This is just the first week. We still have lots to go here. So, see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.